G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, produced some of the greatest vehicle toys of all time. The whale, the aircraft carrier. We're not going to talk about them. We're going to talk about some shit. Okay? This is the worst vehicles ever produced for G.I. Joe, the vintage line. And there's some real turds on this list. Now, other people have done this list. Yeah, I know. It's kind of hard to come up with completely original ideas on YouTube. I'm stretching here, okay, people? But mine is different, okay? I insist. My list is different. And I'll tell you why my list is different. The Pogo is basically top of everybody's list. F*** you, people. I love the Pogo. The Pogo is amazing, okay? Yeah, it's not realistic. Yeah, okay? It makes no sense whatsoever. But you think a Trouble Bubble? Like, everybody loves a Trouble Bubble. Try putting a Trouble Bubble on this list, everybody up in arms. The Trouble Bubble makes no sense. If you had a Trouble Bubble, you were dying. I guarantee it. You need lift. Just general science. You need lift. You need, like, some form of something that... like a wing or a propeller or whatever. I'm pretty sure a Trouble Bubble shoots up in the air, falls right back down, explodes. You die if you're in one of those things. Never want to pilot one of those. The Pogo is kind of genius. Death from above, man. Imagine you're just sitting there, like you're in your Havoc or something. You think everything's good, and all of a sudden, the Pogo just shoots. Woo! Right, drops right down. Boom! Bounces. Machine gun. Guns you. Bullets everywhere. Drops a bomb on your ass. You're done. You're done. I think the American government should invest in Pogo technology. That is how we win the war. So this is 10 vehicles from G.I. Joe that are worse than the Pogo. At number 10, we have 1993, brings us the Cobra Detonator. Now, this almost is cool. It's almost cool. Got a very cool looking, like, weird Barracuda looking front with some nasty, gnarly spikes on it. But the gimmick of the detonator is that it's basically a Nerf gun. And it has a big, giant plunger thing on the top that you just push down. And it looks like a Nerf gun. The missiles look like stupid-ass looking Nerf missiles. And it's just hard to take this thing seriously with the stupid plunger on top and the, air-launching missiles. Would it have been fun? Sure. But is it stupid? It is very stupid. Okay, the next one, I kind of love it. But it's just terrible. And there's basically two. So this is going to take slots 9 and 8 here. These things are amazing. We have the 1998 ATV motorized vehicle pack. In the same year, tank car. The picture on the package of these is absolutely ridiculous. First of all, the concept is that it's a tank car. You just carry it on your back. When you want to run into battle, you just take the backpack off and zoom, you're off. You would break your back carrying that thing, first of all. Second of all, it's like they gave G.I. Joe a tiny little toy car to take him into battle. I mean, how could you take this man seriously? Spearhead is riding on a child's car into battle. Worse, though, I was going to give that slot 9, and slot 8 is far worse. The ATV, we got our boy Muskrat riding the ATV. He looks like he's riding a Hot Wheels car into battle. It is a Hot Wheels car you strap to your back and you ride into battle. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's a little clown car. Looks like you're like a circus member. I mean, can you imagine? You're just like, I love the idea of you're riding your little tiny Hot Wheels ATV into battle, and like Cobras are just laughing, and then Muskrat just shotguns one right in the face, as he's laughing. He's not laughing anymore, but you look ridiculous. Okay, here we got very early on the list. 1984, the Manta, which stands for Marine Assault Nautical Transport. And now this is a mail order. I love this thing. When I was a kid, I remember getting this in the mail. It was kind of cool. It had a giant ass backpack that you could put on. Your character looked absolutely ridiculous. It looked like you'd just like fall right over with this backpack on. But you could fit all the components in the backpack, which would tower over you like twice your size. The backpack would be twice your size. And then you could assemble it. And like you could slide into battle like very quietly. But like here's the deal. You're on a very slow moving target and you're standing, and it's got a little rocket that can launch off the side. But like, let's face facts, and it's got like a little laser blaster that like clips on, which was kind of cool. So I'm not gonna say I don't love this thing, because I did love it, but in retrospect, it's very stupid. And I think if you fly on that thing, you are if you try to ride that shit into battle, you're definitely dying. Next, we have 1987, the Coastal Defender. Now this is like just a box. I think like it's a box. You carry the box into battle, and magically it flips open, and you've got rockets, and there's a guy inside and a radar dish, and you got 4 rockets. That's it. Once your 4 rockets are done, surprise over, you go home, I guess, because you're not going to do a whole heck of a lot. Then you had to sit in a box waiting for some sort of battle to happen. Yeah, it's not fun. Okay, next we have the 1989 Hovercraft. This wins an award for laziest design. Somebody basically said, let's get a table. I'm just going to get a table, like a coffee table. And we're just going to throw some missiles on it and a machine gun and, you know, some propellers, and we'll call it a vehicle. I just don't understand what went into this. This is part of the Battlefield Robot series. I don't understand why it's a robot. It's got a pilot. There's a place for a person to sit. It doesn't appear to be any kind of robot. It appears to be a floating mattress of some sort with rockets on it. Which brings us to 1992's Fort America. Fart America. This is the electronic supersonic fighters. Remember the supersonic fighters? They all had giant ass backpacks that you could press button, make sounds with, and
it's an awesome new level of light and sound.
Which was kind of cool, I guess, except for the fact that the backpacks were always like way bigger than the soldier and barely fit on them, and you had to take them off with screwdriver. I remember taking mine off with a screwdriver, right? Because you couldn't live with them having the stupid backpack on. They looked absolutely ridiculous, and it just did not work in any way. And there was a couple good figures in the lot, and it was always fun to have some sounds, some sound effects. Although I prefer to make the sound effects with my mouth, pew 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 pew, like that, rat-a-tat-tat, pew pew, as we like to do. Well, this battle bunker is essentially a bunker that turns into a tank. But really what it looks like is like a poor alley that a hobo lives in. If that alley could transform into a tank and you could ride it into battle, that would explain the battle bunker. And it's called Fort America. Now, I guess America is a dumpster fire, and therefore you maybe this is good symbolic version of America in 1992 to have it called the basically be like a crappy alley that hobo lives in. But I would prefer to think of a more aspirational version of America from the real American hero, rather than something that reflects what it actually is. The other thing that sucks about this transforming battle fortress actually has a little poster on it recruiting for G.I. Joe. You can't recruit for G.I. Joe. No, you just can't like go and try to join. Okay, you gotta have some credentials first. You can't go from McDonald's to being on the G.I. Joe team. You know that's a bad idea. Obviously, the battle bunker was one of the lame attempt that basically every single toy company makes to bring the success of Transformers into G.I. Joe. Luckily, they didn't do too much of that in this. This is one of the few sad attempts at turning G.I. Joe into a Transformer. 1992 was a very good year. However, not for G.I. Joe. The Cobra Rat is basically a stupid looking hunk of plastic. It's essentially a hockey puck. It red, stupid thing that with almost no design features at all. that shoots spinny little weapons, that flak rotors that really launch. I don't know what a flak rotor is. I don't think it would be very effective. I think, they have things called missiles that work really well. Got explosives in them. You want to shoot a little spinny blade at something, I think we'll stick with a missile. The rat is really the height of the laziest of what they've ever made. Just a lack of design here. But at the height of the shitty vehicles made for G.I. Joe, we have two from the glorious year of 1993. And I don't care what anybody says, these make the Pogo look like the Hiss Tank. We have 1993's the Ninja Raider Battle Axe, and number one, the Ninja Raider Pile Driver. They go hand in hand as being the absolute two shittiest vehicles in all of G.I. Joe history, with a slight edge to the Pile Driver. And let's look at just how gloriously terrible these things are. First of all, your ninja, which are known for being, masters of disguise and stealth, are standing up in basically like a pedestal type thing where they are completely exposed in a way that just begs to be sniped. The only weapon other than a tiny little machine gun that would spin as you whirl around. So I don't know how you shoot anything with it, because you can't like aim it. You're like literally spinning the whole time as you go. So bullets flying everywhere. You're probably killing, your own people. So the concept is you drive past your enemy and you hit a little button and you spin around. Like, first of all, you're vomiting. Like you're anybody driving this thing, like you're spinning around like a whirly gig. How are you controlling? How are you driving this thing? I guarantee you're barfing.
Oh, stop it, you. It wasn't that bad.
Second of all, your big weapon is like an axe blade. So it's a spinning axe. Yeah, a spinning axe against a Hiss tank and a helicopter and a rocket launcher is not a good thing to take into battle. I'm going to give these basically are neck and neck for the same shittiness. I'm going to give the hair worse to the Pile Driver because at least the other one has a swinging axe blade, which is like vaguely cool. Like it's a spinning axe, where this just brings the stupid. So that's my take on the worst vehicles of all time. No Pogo. Leave my Pogo alone. I love that thing. And if you want to see more really bad action figures, check this video out here.